Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Thank you so much for waiting. And you guys are chatting it up. I was a bit late. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get alerts for when we go live, hit the bell button. We normally go live 30 minutes after market close, but today I was running a little bit late. I set the stream time for 3:35, but we got to it a little late here. But I want to thank you. I see Keith, Joe, Linda, JC, and who else is here? Who else? Jeff, FC, Samuel, Ice Cooler. If you're here right now, say what up. Who else? Ray Lee, AC, and thank you all for being so patient. William, we're all coming out here. I mean, happy Friday. We made it. We made it through. Made some cash flow. If you got paid today, comment got paid. If you lost money, say a comment learned a lesson. Mateo, Samuel, Excellent, Alex, JC, Manny, got paid. Nice to see you here. If you're not yet a member of our options trading group, hit the link below. I post all my trades in there. A lot of people post in there. Pretty active. Commander got paid a little, better than losing. JC Sater got paid $6, better than losing $6, my man. Karan, UNG, I'll take a look at that. Linda got paid a bit. Easy. You guys can't hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing. Looks like you can hear me. I done learn, I got paid. Learn a lesson. Learn a lesson. Easy, it's you. Everyone's saying they can hear me. Manny's on vacation, but always, that's the thing. You're on vacation, but your mind's always on the market. I get it. All right, cool. Yeah, today was pretty crazy. I actually was on the go pretty much all day. And let's see here. Okay, so I didn't open any positions today. I just closed positions. We're up 783 on the day per account. So I don't know what that comes out to. But in terms of realized profits, I realized about $700 today per account. So in realized, we're up about, like, across the boards, we're up about $2 grand today. Yeah, I did not expect that. I did not expect, man, I can't even talk. I did not expect it was going to be like this. And like I said, the last couple days, like yesterday, I was down $9 on the day. Yesterday, the day before that, on Wednesday, I was down $8 on the day. And really, you know, what it came down to was just being patient. And Hamed, how you doing? FC, were you on the go as trading in mobile phone or in the go and lock and profit and left? FC, I was not at my desk all day. I was trading for mobile. I also tethered my Mac to my, you know, I was trading everywhere today. I was on the go here. Sorry, I'm just adjusting some of my settings here. If it's your first time here, say what up. I definitely want to meet you. Got about 40 people in here. So let's walk through some of my trades, and then we can talk about what you guys want to talk about. Talk about what kind of you know, stocks you want to talk about. If you made money, Secure Kit, welcome. So let's go into the orders here. So GE was my big gainer today, and like I said, I have been William, you got it. I have been, Tom, how you doing? I have been short GE, and I have been telling you guys for the last few days, or for the last few weeks even, any green day GE has, I short it. GE right now is not a stock. Like I told you guys my short-term target for GE is $5. And you know, in the last 2 weeks alone, I've made about $3,000 just from GE. And if we look at GE here over the last 7 days, so these were my orders. So I put on another short. GE was a position I put on. I bought the November 23rds originally on November 5th. So 3 days ago, I bought them for 10 cents, and then GE continued to go up. So on, what's today, the 9th? So 4 days ago. So this trade was definitely a patient trade. So I know that in this market, we're used to getting paid right away, but I had 2 very slow days for me where I did nothing. I just added some trades, added some positions, but I didn't really take anything off. I mean, yesterday we did take off Amazon, but you know, some of the trades now, like, you have to get used to being patient. So GE is one of those trades that one of those stocks that you have to start being patient. And, you know, we made some money definitely in here. So on, 4 days ago, which was back in here, I put a position on when GE was like 930. I put a position on. I bought the $8 puts for November 23rd for 10 cents. And then GE went up. And then 2 days later, I was able to buy those same puts for 6 cents. On some of my accounts, I got 5-cent fills. On this account particularly, I got 6-cent fill. So, my average on this was like 7.5 cents or so. And my target was 30 cents on GE. I just didn't think it was going to come today. So I had 20 puts that I sold off for 29 cents today. And I took that trade off at, let's get the time, at 10:18 Central. So I really I got out of my meeting and I really did catch the bottom here, and I'm actually really thankful that I sold, because as you can see now, GE was going to bounce back. But yeah, did you get promoted to JP? Yeah, JP Morgan downgraded GE to $6 today, so they had a $10 target, then they downgraded them to $6. So that's why the stock performed so terribly, but it did. I mean, I was actually surprised. I was actually really surprised. I thought that it was going to break the 8s. I took the trade off down in here when it was like 820. Basically because I met my targets. My targets was around 30 cents. I wanted to get filled, and I had a lot of time on it. And you could say, yeah, you can make some more money, but really, I met my profit targets. I got to where I wanted to go. We went from 10 cents I bought it for originally down to, and I bought more at 6 cents. And if you look at those GE calls, you could have actually, I think you could have bought them for 5 cents even. Yeah, I'm glad I sold because now they're going for like 17 or 18 cents. So that's really quite a difference. I mean, I made like 400% on it, or more than. How much did I make? My brain's kind of mushed today. If I'm at 7 and I went into 39, so that's 7, 14, 21. Yeah, so about 300% on it. A little bit more, but if we look at these puts here, yesterday they were going for as low as 5 cents. I think on this account, they're not going to show it now over here, but on Thinkorswim, I got a partial fill at 5 cents yesterday, so some of these were me. And then, as you can see this morning, it opened up at 9 or 10. You could have bought them. You could have bought them this morning even at 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents in the first 15 minutes at open here, and then it really just skyrocketed up to 34. So it went up to 34 as a high. I took it off at 29. We caught the bulk of the move right there. I mean, just great. In terms of GE, I mean, as you guys can see, there's, my target was $5. I just didn't, my long-term or short-term target is $5. But for this trade, I was looking to revisit, like I was saying the other day, 850 to 825 is really what I was looking for. It hit a low at 815, so I took the trade. I took the trade off. I mean, it was a great win. Ice cooler. I was in the same boat as you. Great. Don't look at GE. Fell so bad for those who fork for GE, lose all their pension. So Alex, I do feel bad. I do feel bad for people that are retiring. I actually sent a tweet. Out about this yesterday, way before the downgrade, where I feel bad for the people that are retiring and have pensions in GE, but I don't feel bad for the people that are buying the stock and hoping to make a lot of money, right now. And I don't feel bad. I don't necessarily. So when you're trading options and you're short a company, you can't feel bad if that's the trade right now, because is it my fault that the company's doing poorly? Is it my fault that they're running GE into the ground? If that's kind of my view. Is it's not that I'm bearish or anything like that. I'm very bullish on America. I think America's doing great, but there's companies that are innovating that are putting GE, out of business essentially, and GE hasn't caught up. I mean, they're a 125-year-old company. If they want to do something, they have the wheelhouse, but they don't have the talent. So really, when I'm short a company like GE, it's not because I want to see people lose. I don't want to see anyone lose money. I don't want to see you guys lose money. I don't want to see my parents lose money. I don't want to see my grandparents lose money. I don't want to see anyone losing money. And the people that are losing their pensions, like they had pensions in GM or GE or Sears even, or any of these stocks, it's a shame and it's terrible. But to blame me for shorting them, it's not the right thing to do. I think you'd have to look at GE's management. I mean, right now the trade is what the trade is. When you're an options trader, short term or long term, I'm bullish on a lot of stocks, but I for long term, but short term, I turn bear, no problem. I go for making money in options. I flip flop all the time, and if that's the way the market's going, that's the way the market's going. A successful options trader is moving with the market, not against the market. Like if I kept buying calls on GE, I would definitely be in big trouble. So that's my quick little spiel there. So Carrick Hit, you've donated like 4 days in a row. Thank you. Thank you. After a long day, you guys definitely make it worth it. So, Alex, I hope that sums up the reason why I short companies. It's not because I'm trying to attack anybody, and I don't ever short companies out of emotion or out of anger or anything like that. And the same thing for buying companies. I leave emotion out of it. I trade mostly on the chart, and if the chart and if their business, and I wait for the earnings reports, and if the earnings reports, if they have low guidance, you can kind of see where it's going to go for the future. If they raise their guidance and said we're going to smash it next year, then that's a different story. You can go long. If they had earnings down here at $8 and they said, hey, we're going to smash next quarter, everything's going to be great, and the stock started moving, I would definitely be on board. But that's not the case. But however, down here at like $8 to $5 range, it's definitely becoming like a hard, like for me, if it goes below $5, I'll probably stop trading it, because I don't really do well on stocks below. I don't really do well on stocks below $10. But GE's been a constant, it's been going down for the last couple of weeks. Loading the good, make the good decisions. Yeah, FC totally had to be in the position prior to market open day. It paid off for those who were. Yeah, those puts, like I said, they were going. I bought more yesterday, I bought more. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago for 5 and 6 cents on my accounts. And at that point, I was down. I originally bought it for 10 cents. I was down 50% on the trade, and I averaged down because I had 3 weeks. I had 3 weeks, or at least 2 weeks. on that position, so I had time to wait. So I had the patience for that. I see many people on Yahoo Finance claiming price manipulation, but if you look at GE's balance sheet, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you got to do your work. Like I said, you know, trading. I was talking about this yesterday. Trading profitably, a lot of the work goes in after hours. You know, the work that you do is set up after hours. The trades that I put on during the day is set up after hours. Like the work that I put in, you know, trading is a job. It's a business. My buddy Diz and I got paid on ATVI. I wish I could have traded ATVI today. I just didn't. And GNC, man, it's a carrot kit good. I'm happy for you. Yeah, Joe, I agree with you at GE. Mateo, well said, Nick, but totally unnecessary. The game is what the game is. Anyone trading options or with a kindergarten should understand that winners and losers is like, yeah, Mateo. I mean, everyone here has different backgrounds. Everyone here is, you know, there's beginners, there's experienced traders, there's people that know a lot about options, there's a lot of people that don't know a lot about options. So I try to cater to everyone and not really, you know, I never want to bring anyone down, you know, because everyone's at a different level and may not understand everything. And that's not anybody's fault. They just had to put in more work. Really, we don't short companies, we short stocks. See what you did there. Oh man, you guys had an active day. I mean, the chat is on fire right now. Richard, I want to say thank you, man. I made over 3,000 plus this week is because of everything I've learned for you. Wow. You made $3,000 this week. That is nuts. Richard, that's amazing. Richard made over $3,000 this week. I don't know how I have helped, but I'm glad to contribute to your success. Thanks for being a supporter. You're here day in, day out. I definitely appreciate your support here. I was watching some of your videos, and you were saying you usually stay close to the money. Do you have a general rule on your calls or puts for price range on longer options? Yeah, so like loading a good, like for this instance, loading the good in this instance on GE, I wasn't like, so I had the $8 strike puts on GE. My intention was never for it to hit $8. My intention was to get to 30 cents. The options to get to 30 cents before my expiration. Whether it goes down and, as you can see, increase in IV today for the drop. You know, obviously, the market was down today, but the main catalyst for GE was that downgrade from JP Morgan had a 40% downgrade on the stock, which really sent it lower. And as you can see, I mean, it dropped pretty well, but now then it recovered from its lows, you know, 50, 55 cents, 60 cents here. So, you know, you gotta definitely be careful about that. That's why I took profits, and that's why when I said I was going to take and by trading GE, if you look at my balance, like, let's go over the last 14 days here, trading GE, as you can see, 7 cents in the 21 cents, 8 cents into 15 cents, and then 10 cents and 6 cents into 29 cents. So really, once I get above like 20 cents, I start to think I should take it off, and my target was 30 cents because I had some time. Now, if it was if this trade went into next week and it was getting closer to Friday, I would probably lower my target for the options from 10 cents. From 30 cents down to 20 cents. But since it worked out, hopefully GE has some green days ahead, so we can short it again. Now I don't know how long that will work for, but right now that's the trade right now. I'm giving you guys the sauce right here. You guys are getting the sauce. JC Nick, yeah, secure kit. We hit 50 people in the chat. 50 people were in the chat. I mean, in the here watching. That's nice. If it's your first time here, say what up. I want to meet you. Nick is a nice guy. Wants everyone to learn as much as watching him and reading his. Keep it going. Appreciate it, JC. I want everyone to win. Like, it's not, you know. Some people were sending me a comment, like when I first started the stream, it's like, oh great, another green day from Nick. It's not that. I want you to win too. It's not about me winning. Like, obviously I want to make money because, you know, when my money's on the line, I want to return. But also I want you guys to benefit. I don't want to do this stream and every day you guys are saying how much money you lose. Like, then what's the point? What's the point? AC bought Twitter, 34 call when the price was around 330.50. Yeah, I think Twitter's been consolidating. How did it do today? I actually didn't check on Twitter. Actually fared sideways. So, I mean, it's down a buck from yesterday, but really just a bunch of chop today. So, I mean, if this one, you'd have to really, this one, like today, if you're trading Twitter today, if you didn't already have a position on, you really needed to get the timing right. Like, really needed to get it right. This is a tough thing to trade because there's just so much chop. So, and we went over Twitter yesterday. You know, like I said, if you're buying in this range, just be careful because it could do this for, like I said, if I'm gonna buy options on Twitter, it's gonna be for like let's say 45, 60, or 90 days out. And the reason for that is because it can do this for a very long time. It can do it for a month. It can do it for 6 weeks. You know, that's just Twitter's personality. Easy. And you guys don't have to donate. Thank you. Thank you. Easy. It's a haircut. You guys are great. Nick is getting a Lambo because of GE. I don't think so, man. I told you guys, even if I wanted to get, I mean, let's say I could afford, if I was going to buy a Lambo, I'd have to be in a position where I could afford 10 Lambos. And if I would still not buy one because, I mean, what's the point? Today it's snowing in Chicago here. You know, we got 3 inches of snow. What am I going to do with a Lambo? And then I'm only going to be able to take it out like a month out of the year, and then, you know, what's the point? I get to sit through a McDonald's drive-through in a Lambo. I mean, give me more sauce for sure. Let's go through some. Yeah, Alex, my expiration was I was out 14 days on GE when I closed the trade. When I originally put the trade on, I think it was 18 or 19 days. Microsoft. So Microsoft and Alibaba, we talked about yesterday. Chetton, if you'd have a white Lambo, you'd be invisible in the snow. Yeah, I mean, and I'd have to pay the insurance because I'd total it because someone would have run into me. I'll get to that. I'll get to you guys in a second. I want to talk about Microsoft and Alibaba. Yesterday they were 75 to 80% losers, and I told you guys that, you know, Microsoft hit this wall at 112 here. Microsoft hit the wall at 112 and really wasn't going anywhere, and just theta burned yesterday. So it hit the wall here. I put a strangle on when it hit up here in the 111s, high 111s and 112s. It wasn't moving anywhere. I put a strangle on. I had the 113 call, the 111 put. So I had a bearish kind of strangle on it. When I put it on, the price was like a 111.80, I believe, somewhere around there. And then yesterday Microsoft came down a little bit, and then it went back up. Came back up to the price that I paid. So theta burn was real. I had expiration. So there wasn't enough, like for me, I only had one more day left on it, and there wasn't really a lot of risk for holding on. Like I was going to lose an additional $40 on the trade. So if that was the case, if I'm going to lose it, if I've already taken like an $80 hit and I'm going to only lose $40 more, I'm going to take the chance of it going down because my beliefs on Microsoft was it was still, because it kept hitting that wall at 112. My beliefs were saying that it's still going to go lower. I had one more day. I usually don't like going into expiration day like that, but since I was already down so much on the position because of the sideways action is why I kept That's why I kept Microsoft. And today we had a nice down move right at open, continued down into here. I actually sold it off at 10:16 this morning. So right in here, when it was starting to recover, I sold it off. It was like at 950, 960 when I sold it off. And thankfully I did sell it off because, I mean, it did go a little bit lower, but Theta, because it was expiring today, I couldn't mess around. I could not mess around. It was expiring, and I actually sold that off for $1.56. You know, the calls are, well, this is easier to see. Microsoft, you know, I made 87, but I'm gonna lose 45 on this, on the call side, because I still have the call side open, expire worthless. So I'll lose 45 on the call, but I made $87 on the put. So overall, you know, we're gonna have a $40 winner, $42 winner here. You know, but yesterday I was down on the position. I was down on the position like $100. So I mean, we had a nice, you know, we came back into the green, closing out for profit. So at the very least on Microsoft, I was very happy to get the money I invested back in, and on top of that, I made an additional $40. So same thing with Baba. Baba was pretty much the same thing. Is, you know, really got screwed yesterday. Like I said, like I was telling you guys yesterday, is knowing, if you guys were here, knowing Alibaba, this rip, I was saying this rip could easily gap down lower in the morning, and thankfully it did, and we recovered back, you know, $190 back in Alibaba. We recovered back $190. We took in 150. I'm gonna minus the call, so you know we made like 110 on Alibaba, and it was an $80 loser yesterday, and we made $110 on it today. So we had a $200 swing, $190, you know, right, $190 swing on that to the upside. So definitely was worth it. I mean, we had the 146 put and the 155 call. The reason why, you know, same thing with Microsoft. I mean, I was already down a lot in the position. However, when it came down, I originally thought on Alibaba, I had the 146. It touched below 147 yesterday before ripping up, and I thought that it would have a good chance of revisiting that, and thankfully, you know, we gapped down lower. I actually, because I was already up so much money, I took it off before my meeting. I took this off at 8:41, so 11 minutes into open, I sold it for 234. And what was it going for at close? Let's see here, that Alibaba trade. 146. No, they're not. I don't think this is. If that's right, that's terrible. Hold on, let me. The 146 puts. Okay, so I got for that a 234 for that, and at close they were only going for between 99 cents and $1.23. So I definitely made out in that. In this instance, you know, I could have made a little bit more money. You know, thankfully, because it was dropping so fast. Think about it, I was dropping so fast. IV really set me up right, and I cut it out early. And this kind of shows you the risk. Like if I were to hold on to the close, yes, it recovered a lot since I sold. I mean, like $1 more. So that didn't help that cost. But also, you know, you got to be also very careful about Theta, because it expires today. So if this recovered back up to 146, we would have lost all the money right there. So, William, buy you a Lambo. I need to move to LA. Yeah, I definitely want to move somewhere warmer. I mean, I'm not. I've been in Chicago my whole life, and it's great, but the winters, man. Winters is like 80% of the year here. I mean, it's just. You need a lift kit. How about I just take the 300 grand and do, if I'm going to buy a Lambo, I could take the 300 grand and do a lot more good with it somewhere else. Easy. Starting Monday, new platform, new balance, clean slate. Bye-bye Robinhood. RIP. I do go out to the Anaheim in the LA area about once a year. But yeah, definitely, I'm definitely jealous of you guys in Cali, Southern Cali. Yeah, Rayleigh, I will buy a Tesla for 23K. I would buy a Tesla. Someone commented about Square, and there were some other ones that I missed. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get some of these trades through. I think I talked most of them. I also sold JD off. JD, you know, it was kind of a slow burner. I was down on the position. I made $40, not huge. I had a strangle on it. Expires next week, so I just was trying to clear things up. You know, I had a nice drop here today. JD, I actually don't know where it wants to go, and it has earnings next week. So you know, we put the strangle on here. We got the down move, but in JD, you're not going to make that much money right now, mainly because the option prices are inflated because the earnings are next week. So it didn't really the strangle didn't really pay out as much as it should have on this down move here. Square. Let's talk about Square. Who was talking about Square? I still have a Square strangle set up. So I have a Square strangle for next week. I'm down $52 on the position. I have the 70 puts and the 81 calls, mainly because it was just grinding between my strikes today. I could have taken it off for like break even today. When Square, let's pull up Square right here. You know, Square, you know, we hit a low of 71.50, then it came back, revisited 71.70. So I could have sold the puts off, but I kind of just didn't because I was out and about, and I really wasn't sure if, you know, the market sell off. If the market sell off is serious, this will revisit this low on Monday. So that's why I kind of kept it. You know, now we're down $50. I mean, it cost me $181 for this position, so I still have $130 in this trade. So it's not like. But today would have been a better day to put this position on if I was going to do it. So, you know, Monday I'll definitely reevaluate this trade. In terms of Square, where I think it's going, I mean, I was saying that I think it could visit like the high 60s to mid 60s on the down moves. For the up moves, I mean, obviously like 85 area was the target on that. 85, 82, somewhere in there for me. It was my target. So Square moves around a lot. I have till next week, so I wasn't too worried about it. All right, Square's Joe's taking Square to 50, so let's do it, man. I'm down for that. I mean, my stock position is not going to love it, but my options and positions, it'll be great. I overheard Jack Moss said, "Ask Nick, stop milking. There is no more." Well. Hey man, I'm ready for some Alibaba up moves too because I bought some stock in this down move. If Alibaba wants to move up, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Anyone holding Baba over this singles weekend? So I don't have the only thing I have some stock on there, and it's not a big position. I think I own like $500 worth of Alibaba stock. I don't, you know, not really a serious position, but if it breaks out, I'll add to that. Scott, if you just got to the video, we traded bulk of it came from GE, and this is times on my 4 accounts. So on Tastyworks here, I got a couple more Tastyworks accounts, and I have this Thinkorswim account. All have the same positions. So we're up around $700 in realized gains today per account. So we're up a little bit over $2,000. GE, Alibaba. Got some money back in Microsoft and sold off JD is where we were. So it's snowing in Buffalo. I feel your pain. It's been snowing. Ali, why is there snow? It's not even Thanksgiving. Linda's got 5 shares of Baba. Nice. Thoughts on Netflix next week? What do you guys think? Do you think the market's going to continue to sell off hard? I know we had that big bounce, but right now, I think it could really go either way in terms of the market. You know, right now, I think right here at 300 is a good price for Netflix. But if the market sells off huge next week, I mean, it's gonna break 300 easy. If tech stocks sell off next week, you know, we're going 275 without a question. 275 without a question. This momentum right now. I mean, if we have more down moves, you know, if we look at SPX, you know, I mean, this is still bullish, but I mean, it was just the way it moved today, and then, you know, we had a recovery, except for like the last 15-minute bar here. You know, it had a huge rip from 27.65 up to 27.90 after going down all day, and then in the last hour and a half, it decided to rip, but people weren't trusting it, so they took profits here on this. You know, it's right now for me. Since that's why I was kind of reducing my risk, because right now I think it could either go either way. It depends on who has more control. I mean, obviously CNBC was pushing Fed interest rates and global risks, and that's why the Chinese stocks were getting hit today. So right now, my strategy right now that's been playing out. I mean, I've been doing a lot of Stringles, and that's what I've been doing. Oil seems to be at support right now. Oil had another. I mean, oil. So yeah, USO. If you look at USO, I also look at //CL. You know, I don't think. I mean, it's back down. It's back down here, but I think it's going to go lower 12s. Honestly, I typically go towards like /CL to kind of look at where we're at right now. And you know, until it flattens out, I'm not putting any positions on oil right now. I mean, yeah, it does look like we're back down at like this support level, but I mean, it's been. I haven't had the courage enough to short it. Let's just say, because I'm afraid of the rip up. But it appears that you could have shorted any day in the last month and been fine. so sometimes it's just not clear. Like, I mean, as you can see, like the down moves here recovered rather quickly, and the down moves here recover really quickly. But this is a major down move. I mean, major. So with that down move, I'm hesitant to go long, but at the same time, because you're kind of stuck at this place because the down move was so big, you're kind of hesitant to go short because you're like, well, if it's been going down this fast for so long, it's bound to go back up. But so when it's unclear like that for me, I tend to just move on. Now, if it starts to bounce and level out, then maybe I'll trade it. If it levels out, like if it stays at 60 for a few days or a week, I'll put a position on. Ahmed's a Baba holder, about the 155 call. Yeah, yeah. If you guys don't know, Alibaba has what they have in not quite similar, but it's you know, like Amazon has Prime Day. Baba does, you know, they have something in China called Singles Day, and on Singles Day it's like their Prime Day, but it's for single people. Load in the good. What do you think about T? So I generally don't trade AT&T that much, you know, because it doesn't move a lot. But it does look to have some this year. Since February, it has been moving pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty bearish. I mean, we went from 39 down to 30. But even though, you know, for me, like the tech stocks, like 39 to 30 is a big move. But it's not, you know, the risk to reward, I mean, from 34 to down to 30, I mean, I guess that's pretty good, you know. Let's see here. Yeah, options are liquid. Option pricing isn't bad. IV's on the lower end. Went down 1% today. Yeah, it definitely might be looking at something to look into. You could probably definitely do a cheap trade in here. You know, for me, I would see if it, you know, I would depend on the, if it revisits down into like the 28s would be interesting. I would like to put a position on down here. If it breaks above 32, I'd also be interested in that. Right now at 30, I kind of wouldn't be that interested in it. I would look for an upward or down move here because it looks like it's just trading in range right now. Ahmed's going in all calls for next week. Best of luck to you, man. I don't know if I could have done that. Scott, going back to your question, I had the $8 strike puts on GE for November 23rd. So I actually, the first half of this video, I talked mostly on GE. So afterwards, hit the replay, and the whole video is, the video will be posted on the page here. So check that out. We talked most of the stream. We talked about GE. So you probably just caught the tail end. Pipeline is on hold again. That should be bullish for oil, but there's enough other news for the bears. Yeah. Right now, William, I think, you know, in terms of going back to oil, I mean, you just gotta be cautious. Let's see, Mercado Libre. Yeah, I mean, I like the two-sided action here on this chart. I mean, nice up moves. Very, very Tesla-like chart here, which I seem to do well on. So I do like that aspect. Not in love with the liquidity here, though. And I'm not really liking the $10 wide strikes either. So for me, I probably wouldn't trade it. You know, you only got monthlies and they're $10 wide. I think there's just better opportunities on the market. I do like the chart. I do like the two-sided action that I'm seeing here. Very nice to trade options on. You can buy at support. You can short at resistance. I do like that, but at the same time, I don't like the option choices that they're giving you, and they're not gonna add more option choices unless there's more volume on these. You know, the market makers, they work out of supply and demand. If more people are trading it, they'll add more strikes and expirations so they can make more money on the contracts and the commissions and all that. If nobody's trading it like they are now, they're not going to want to add more products to it. So, yeah, Secure Kit, thank you, Secure Kit. You're an awesome supporter. Yeah, if the video was of value to you, hit that thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Yeah, FCGE was the golden boy. Yeah, I mean we've been milking GE pretty good the last few days, and you know. We'll see what happens to it. Nick, why are your days out so close to expiration? I mean, usually do 30 to 45 days out when I sell, even further out when I buy. For me, that's just how I trade. You know, everybody trades different. Like Cobra Commander, you could you know, for a selling premium, like I have a right now I have a vertical. You can't see that. Let me. I have a vertical call spread on Tesla. I am short the 345 call. I'm long the 347.50 call. That's 14 days out. When I put it on, though, it was like 20 days out when I put this position on. So, you know, I kind of mix up. In different market conditions, I do different things. And right now, I've been buying weeklies, and also I've been buying like 2 weeks out. You know, when there's not a lot of volatility in the market, I'll buy, 90 days, 60 days. But right now, because volatility is high, you're able to flip the contracts relatively quick. Daniel, how you doing? Nice to see you. How am I about the 31 call on AT&T? I could see how that could work, but I'm going to wait. Joe bought a $15 lotto ticket. Joe, don't waste your money on lotto tickets. It adds up. You know, you do 10 lotto tickets at $15, you lost $150. It adds up. Like, lotto tickets add up. And it's not great to gamble in the market. I mean, it's not a good idea. You know, Tesla, you know, that expired worthless. You lost $15. Could have been a nice lunch somewhere. I don't like losing money. If you guys could tell, I don't like losing money. That's why I don't like to gamble in the markets. It's gambling in the markets is not a strategy. Lotto tickets are not a strategy. Chetin, CTL. All right. CenturyLink. Okay. Does this have liquid or illiquid options? Come on, guys. Tell me it has liquid options. Okay, not bad. Today 1,000 on the puts, 600 on the calls. That's pretty good. Let's see for next week on the monthlies. Yeah, pretty good. Chetin, thank you. So if you guys haven't caught on already, pretty much my criteria, liquid options is like one of the #1 criteria I look at. Like, I won't even look at charts unless it has liquid options. Like, I won't, if I go to the options that don't have any liquidity, I don't even look at the chart, because there's like, I know I'm already not going to trade it. But yeah, I mean, it returned back down here to the support level, so this could be a good trade. I guess the question would be, for, you know, before you put a trade on, does it look like it's going to consolidate in this area like it did here? Because if you put a trade on, like, depending on what kind of trade that you put on, you know, you may want to buy it a few weeks out, or you may want to buy, you know, give it more time, because if it consolidates back down here and you bought something that expires this week or even next week, you know, for a week or 2 weeks out, you know, that theta burn is definitely gonna hurt you. Is a short an option and long buying option stock? No. So you can short options like you can short stocks. So you can short options. So basically, when you buy an option, right, somebody sells it to you. Same with stock. You know, there's option buyers and there's option sellers, and so basically, to short an option, you I'll show you right now. Let's go to GE. So let's say I wanted to short some options in GE. Let's say I wanted to short some calls. All I have to do is click this and put the order in. You know, I could short these 9 calls. However, you're only getting 13 cents out of this. Probably not worth it, and especially if it gets ripped up. So when you're shorting calls naked like this, it's not good, because your losses are unlimited. I mean, if something good happens to GE and it goes to $20, you're going to be on the hook for that. So if you don't know how to short options, or you're shorting vertical spreads or anything like that, or limiting your risk, you need to really look into it before you do it, because you can easily lose money. Nick is the best, and options trading is the best channel. If it was a stock trading, he would hit 200K already. I mean, I don't know if I'm the best options trader. I definitely don't think I'm the best options trader there is. I mean, I think that I have a specific strategy and that works, and I have strategies that work in different market conditions. But I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot more options traders that are a lot better than me. Now, I don't actually know how many options traders are on YouTube doing what we're doing here, so I guess that's a plus for me. I mean, not a lot of supply, maybe a lot of demand, which is probably how you guys found me, which is good for me. But I don't know. I'm definitely not the best options trader, but I really I do appreciate the support though. But yeah, if it was stock trading, yeah, I mean, the thing about the difference between, it's easier to understand buying and selling stocks than it is options. However, options has a greater payout and longer longevity, I believe. You know, and people that want to get paid a lot in the markets, that only know how to trade stocks, are relying on penny stocks, and as you guys know, we've talked about it before, it's not the best way to make money in the market. Joe says I can afford the 15. Plus, I run it by the IRS, no problem. Just saying, Joe. Lotto tickets add up. Lotto tickets add up. $15 today. By the end of the year, you might spend $2,000 on lotto tickets. $15 might hurt, but at the end of the year, you might have done it so many times. It's $2,000, $5,000. I mean, I'm serious. It adds up. Where does more money and options and trade stuff? Paulo Enrique. Paulo, I have a position on Starbucks. The number one reason why I didn't like Starbucks chart is because it's been trading sideways for so long. Till recently, we finally broke out. I have the 67 put and the 69 call. My goals for that was for it to go to 70 or to return down to 58. And it looks like even in the down moves, I mean, it's only down 12 cents today, which is pretty good considering how hard the market sold off. Didn't even make a dent on the long-term chart. So I'm thinking this has more upside. So next week, I need to get out of this position. I mean, I need to, next Friday. So hopefully we make the move to 70 or above next week is my goal. So 70 to 71 next week is my target now. In this down moves, I mean, it didn't even take a dent. It slowed it down for sure. It definitely slowed it down, but it didn't do anything. Maybe Jason Bond ran out of money in ads. He couldn't afford the ads. I mean, he was spending a lot of money for the amount of times everyone's seen him. Joe, I closed the week up 100 net. Green week, Joe, that's what it's about. But you could have closed the week out up 115 now, couldn't you? And I'm going to flip this on you, Joe. And if you close the next week up 115, that $15 adds up. I'm just saying it adds up in both ways, whether you made money in the markets or not. That $15, if you keep doing it, and I know that you do, I know that you lotto play like this. If you keep doing those lotto plays, it's going to be a lot of money. But you've go through your trades and count your lotto plays or export to them Excel. If you export your lotto plays to Excel, I will do all the math for you, and I will give it to you and let you know how much opportunity you lost. Which you could have took that money and put it into something else and made money. I'm not trying to tear you down. I'm just trying to enlighten. Wish I could short lotto tickets. Yeah, Derek, lotto tickets are just not worth buying or shorting it, because the risk, if you short and it does go that direction, your risk is going to be off the charts. Because those are going to go like 1,000. Joe, you're going to make me cry. No, I'm not trying to make you cry or anything. I'm just trying to bring the realization to you what you're saying right here. You're saying $15. I'm just saying you're saying it's just $15. I'm saying that $15 is really $2,000 over a year or more. Who knows? You probably do more than that. Loading the good. Peace. We're about to hop off here in 7 minutes. So if anybody has anything to add, let's do it. Bradley Goat, can you talk more about the wash sale rule? Yeah, let's pull it up. Were you trading options? Let's see here. We'll go to the good old, for people that don't know, good old Wikipedia or Investopedia here. Hopefully this doesn't play some random garbage. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, we gotta look at this ad. But the wash sale rule is an internal revenue IRS regulations that was to disallow a tax deduction for security sold in a wash sale. The rule defines a wash sale as one that occurs when an individual sells or trades a security at a loss within 30 days before or after the sale, buys a substantially identical stock of security, such as options, or acquires a contract or option to do so. A wash sale also results if the individual sells a security and the spouse or a company controlled by the individual buys a substantial equivalent security. So I guess we'd have. I don't know what the scenario here for you would be, but this is just general. I don't know exactly what trade that you did. So it's saying here, if you buy 100 shares of XYZ stock on November 1st for 10,000, on December 15th, the value of the shares declined to 7,000. Your loss is 3,000 for tax deduction purposes. And then on December 27th of the same year, you repurchase the 100 shares of XYZ stock back again to reestablish the stock position in the stock. The initial loss will not be allowed since the security was repurchased within the limited time interval. So it's basically saying, it's saying that when you bought and sold something for a loss, you can't claim that on your taxes if you repurchase the same position. That's all it's saying. I wasn't allowed to last week. Won a whole $6, so I bought another. I guess buy one every now and then. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I've traded everything. I mean, I've bought and sold everything. Joe, take it easy. Good to know for tax season coming up. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a couple minutes in the stream here, guys. Yeah, so I was just saying for lotto plays, you got to be very careful because one, you're gambling in the market, and two, those really add up. Like, let's say you did 10 lotto plays for $15. You could have bought a decent position on something else. Like you could have bought, you know, my position on GE only was $100 or $150, somewhere around there, and you could turn that into something substantial. You know, my position here on Square was $181, and it's a much better position than a lotto play. You could, you know, for I got $131 credit for this. My risk is $115 for this Tesla short, but it's a much better position than a lotto. So, you know, that's just the way I see it. You know, if you're looking here, if you're looking at the options market to be, you know, to turn $10 into $10,000, you're probably not going to be very successful. What do you do for trade, JC? What do you do for trades more often? Straight up calls and puts or strategies? I pretty much right now in this market, I've been doing a lot of strangles. But in 2017, I did a lot of credit spreads just because the market was moving so slow. I was just using theta. You know, it really depends on what the market, because the market is moving so much right now. If we look at SPX, I mean, because the market is moving so much, you know, when volatility dies down here, like down in these days where it's really low, you got to think about the market differently because you're not hitting targets as fast or as quickly because the market's not moving. But right now, because the market is moving so much, volatility is pretty high. You know, we're able to flip things on buying calls and puts. AC. Oh my gosh. All right, AC. I'm not going to repeat that on stream if you want. So anyways, guys, if this, we got about a minute left. If this video was of value to you, hit the like button. If it's your first time here, hit subscribe. If you're not yet a member of our free options trading group, the link is below. Got a lot of things in the works that we're dropping before the end of the year. I thank you. Secure Kit, Easy. Thank you again for donating, and all the people that donated this week, supporting the stream. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing for someone like me to have a stream like this. I beat the odds, guys. If you don't know how hard this is for me, it's extremely hard day in, day out. But we beat the odds. Yeah, everyone have a good one. Cobra, JC, Ray Lee, ACFC, and the list goes on and on. Ahmed, no, I sold JD for a $40 profit today. Cut it loose.